Have you ever wondered what happens when you answer a call and realize that the person who called 911 is no longer alive to tell what they saw? Have you ever imagined entering a building where security cameras capture things that shouldn't exist? What if I told you that there are places where the laws of physics simply stop working? Would you have the courage to climb to the 6th floor of an abandoned government building, knowing that something up there was waiting for you? My name is Detective Marcus Sullivan. I've worked for the Oregon State Patrol for 14 years. I've seen a lot. Horrific accidents, brutal crimes, suicides that look like scenes from a horror movie. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for what happened on the night of March 17th, 2023, at the Blackwood Administrative Complex. To this day, I wake up at 2:47 a.m., always at the same time. Always with the feeling that someone is watching me from the corner of the room, and always wondering, did we really leave that building? Or are we still there, trapped in some time loop that my mind refuses to accept? It was a Tuesday, overcast skies, a storm approaching. I was finishing my shift when the radio crackled at 11:42 p.m. Unit 23, we have a code red alert at Blackwood Complex. Route 47, kilometer 89. Security reporting an ongoing intrusion. Possible armed intruder. Backup needed. Unit 23, confirm. I confirmed and called my partner, Officer Jake Brennan. Jake was new, only 8 months on patrol, but he was solid, reliable, the kind of guy you want by your side when things get tough. We both knew the Blackwood Complex. Everyone in the area knew it. That damn 6-story building in the middle of nowhere, built 15 years ago by the federal government for some kind of classified administrative operation. Nobody ever knew exactly what they did in there. Documentation, archives. Some said it was a government data center. Others whispered about experiments. What I knew for sure, the building was isolated 5 kilometers from the main highway, surrounded by 10 hectares of dense forest, a single access road, a 3-meter metal fence with barbed wire, a giant parking lot that looked like a combat arena under the light of the mercury lampposts. Jake arrived in 10 minutes. We got into the car and sped down Route 47, the storm finally breaking over us like a biblical plague. Lightning ripped across the sky every 30 seconds, illuminating the surrounding trees like twisted skeletons. Dispatch, Unit 23, en route. ETA, 15 minutes. What is the name of the security guard who reported this? Unit 23, security guard identified as Christopher Wade, 34 years old, 6 years of experience with the company. He reported that someone broke into the building using an access code. He cut the power. The backup system kicked in. Wade managed to escape and is waiting at the entrance. He said the person was wearing a mask and that something was wrong, very wrong. Something about the customs broker's voice bothered me. She seemed nervous, and customs brokers never get nervous. Unit 23 understood. Are there other units available for backup? No. Unit 23. All units are responding to multiple incidents due to the storm. Fallen trees are blocking roads. You are the only ones available. Jake looked at me. He was young, but not stupid. We both knew that entering a raid situation with a potentially armed suspect, just the two of us without backup, was protocol-wise wrong. But we also knew that a security guard was out there, possibly in danger. Understood. Dispatch. Proceeding. The back road leading to the Blackwood Complex was a dark scar cutting through the forest. Trees bent over us like claws. The rain hammered the hood with machine gun violence. When we finally caught sight of the entrance gate, my stomach clenched. Everything was dark, not just dark, dead. The kind of darkness that swallows flashlight light. The kind of darkness that feels solid, palpable, alive. The gate was open. Swinging in the wind like a toothless mouth, Jake parked the vehicle and we turned on our tactical flashlights, 1,000 lumens piercing the night. "Where is Wade?" Jake asked, scanning the area with his flashlight. There was nobody there. The parking lot was empty. Only company cars were parked in perfect formation, gleaming in the rain like giant beetles. I tried the radio again. Dispatch, Unit 23 on site. We did not see security guard Christopher Wade. To repeat, there is no sign of Wade at the entrance. We will conduct a perimeter sweep. Unit 23, proceed with extreme caution. Wade called 23 minutes ago, reporting that he had escaped. He should be there. 23 minutes. Enough time for him to run outside, enough time to hide, enough time to... We shook our heads, professionals, focused. We walked to the main entrance. Reinforced glass door, intact, locked. We used the flashlight to examine the sides of the building. No broken windows, no visible signs of forced entry. That's when Jake pointed to the right side of the building. Marcus, look! A side door, a service entrance door, ajar. Absolute darkness on the other side. And something else. Footprints. Wet footprints leading inside the building. But they weren't shoe prints. They were barefoot footprints. And there was blood mixed with the water. My hand automatically went to my gun. Glock 22. Loaded. Safety unlocked. Jake did the same. Dispatch, Unit 23, we've found the entry point. Side door open. Evidence of blood. We're going in. Unit 23, please wait for backup. Repeating, please wait. A scream, sharp, desperate, coming from inside the building. A masculine scream that cut through the night like a knife through flesh. Jake and I exchanged glances. There was no time to wait. We went in. The door led to a service corridor. Grey concrete, exposed piping in the ceiling. A flickering emergency light at the end of the corridor created a sickly strobe effect of dancing shadows. The smell hit me first. It didn't smell of mold or a closed-up building. It was something organic, meat, something decomposing, and underneath that, something chemical. Ozone, like the smell after lightning strikes very close by. Police! Christopher Wade! Identify yourself! My voice echoed down the hallway, returning distorted. Silence. We moved forward. Flashlights swept every corner, every shadow, every closed door. The corridor ended in a service staircase, a heavy metal door. Ajar. The footprints continued. Going up, always going up. Marcus, Jake whispered. That's not right. Why would Wade go up? If he were running away, he would come down, right? He was right. But the scream had come from above. We stepped onto the staircase. The temperature dropped instantly. My breath turned to white mist. Jake noticed too, his jaw clenching. Air conditioning. He suggested it, but his voice betrayed the doubt. I didn't answer, because I knew. Air conditioning wouldn't make the temperature drop like that. It wouldn't make the air so dense, so heavy, so laden with expectation. We started to climb step by step, our boots echoing on the metal on each floor, a door marked with phosphorescent numbers, B1, 1, 2, 3. On the third floor, the footprints stopped. They simply stopped, as if whoever was leaving the trail had vanished or floated away or something worse. Jake pointed his flashlight at the third floor door. Blood stains in the shape of a hand. 5 fingers, but the fingers were too long, joints bent at impossible angles. What the hell is that? Jake whispered, his voice trembling for the first time. I tried the radio again. Static. Pure static hissing in our ears like a swarm of angry insects. No signal. Shit. I put the radio away. I looked at Jake. He was pale, sweat trickling down his forehead despite the unnatural cold. We can go back. Wait for backup. He shook his head. What if Wade is injured up there? What if he needs help right now? Damn idealistic rookie. But he was right. Okay, but we're staying together. No separation. If we see something wrong, we'll back off immediately. Understood. Understood. I pushed open the door to the third floor. It opened silently, as if the hinges had been recently lubricated. The hallway on the other side was identical to the lower floors. White walls, numbered office doors, flashing emergency lights, but something was different. The doors, all the doors were open. Not just open, wide open, as if something had passed through there, violently bursting open each one. And from within the empty offices, that darkness emanated, not the absence of light, but an active darkness, a darkness that moved, a darkness that watched. I don't like that, not at all. Jake kept his gun pointed forward, but I could see his hands trembling. We moved down the corridor, checking each office, desks overturned, papers scattered, chairs thrown against walls, signs of a struggle or panic, or something that made normal people completely lose control. In Office 304, we found the first real evidence, a security badge, photo of Christopher Wade, confident smile, bright eyes. The badge was broken in half, and next to it, a cell phone, cracked screen, but it's still on. I picked up my phone. There was an unsent message open in the SMS app. Don't come. He's not human. He knows. He knows. The message ended abruptly. Jake. I showed them the phone. He read it. His face turned as white as a sheet. Let's go out. Now. But when we turned towards the door, it was closed. Slam. The sound echoed like a cannon shot. And then we heard it. Footsteps descending the stairs. Heavy steps, irregular, as if whatever was walking had no joints functioning properly, dragging flesh against metal, and beneath it all, breath, guttural, wet, impossible. Window. Jake ran to the office window, locked, bolted shut, impossible to open without a tool. The footsteps were closer. 2 steps, coming up towards us. I tried the door. Locked from the outside. Shit! I banged on the door. Nothing. Jake was hyperventilating. Marcus, what do we do? What do we do? I forced my brain to work. Protocol, training, rational thinking. But how do you act rationally when all the reality around you is falling apart? Calm down. Breathe. We have weapons. We have flashlights. And we have each other. But my words sounded hollow even to me. The footsteps stopped, right on the other side of the door. Absolute silence. The kind of silence that precedes the avalanche. The kind of silence you feel in your bones. And then, knocks. 3 slow knocks on the door. Tock, tock, tock. Jake pointed his gun at the door, his white fingers wrapped around the butt of the gun. The doorknob began to turn, slowly. Millimeter by millimeter, metal squeaking against metal. Police! Identify yourself or we'll shoot! I screamed, my own gun pointed at me. The doorknob stopped, and then a voice I will never forget. A voice that wasn't a voice. It was an imitation, as if something were trying to speak through vocal cords that weren't its own. Every word distorted, scratchy, wrong. Marcus, Jackie, I know you're there. Christopher told me. Jake groaned, tears streaming down his face. How does he know our names? How does he know? The door began to vibrate, not shake, vibrate, as if something on the other side was generating a frequency that made the metal resonate. My hands began to tremble, my vision blurred, the high-pitched sound pierced my ears. And then it stopped. The door opened gently. The hallway was empty, completely empty. But on the floor, directly in front of the door, there were words written in still fresh blood. Dripping, irregular and crooked letters. 6th floor. Wade is waiting. Come alone or you all die. Jake was sobbing. We need to leave. We need to leave now. Part of me agreed. The rational part. The trained part. But another part. The part that took an oath. The part that promised to protect and serve. That part knew that Wade might still be alive. He might still need us. Jake, look at me. Look at me. He stared at me with red, terrified eyes. Let's go up to the 6th floor. We'll find Wade and we'll leave together, okay? He nodded weakly. I have never made a worse choice in my life. We climbed the last 3 flights of stairs in funereal silence. Each step felt heavier than the last, as if gravity increased with altitude. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel my pulse in my teeth. The sixth floor was different. There was no ordinary hallway. There was only a double metal door, heavy, industrial, the kind of door you see in bunkers, and on it a sign, "Control Room, Restricted Access." The door was ajar, a light flickering on the other side. Blue. There's no red emergency light like in the rest of the building. Blue light. Cold. Artificial. We pushed the door open. It revealed a huge room. Walls lined with monitors. Dozens of them, all showing feeds from security cameras, indoor cameras, outdoor cameras, parking lot cameras, every room in the building. And on all the monitors, on all of them, the same image appeared. The two of us, Jake and I, standing in that room, looking at the monitors, as if the cameras were filming from an impossible angle, from a place that couldn't possibly exist. "What the hell?" Jake whispered. We turned around to look for the cameras, but there were no cameras in the room, none. On our monitors, our reflections turned around at the same time and smiled. We weren't smiling. "Exit, now!" I grabbed Jake by the arm, but when we turned around, the door was locked, and standing in front of us, blocking the exit, was Christopher Wade, or what used to be Christopher Wade. He was covered in blood, eyes wide open, mouth agape in a silent scream. But the worst part was that he was moving wrong, joints bending in impossible directions, neck bent at an angle that should have broken his spine. And behind him, there was something I can't fully describe because my brain refuses to process it. Shadow, but three-dimensional shadow with depth, with presence, with intention. The thing was connected to Wade, as if it were using him, controlling him. A human puppet. Wade's mouth opened, but the voice that came out wasn't his. "You came. Good. We need more." Jake fired 5 shots, straight into Wade's chest. His body shuddered with each impact, but he didn't fall. Blood flowed, but it didn't stop. Wade took a step forward, then another. "Guns don't work here, Marcus. The rules are different, the physics are different, reality is different." I shot 2. Headshot, 2 shots. Wade's head snapped back, bone fragments, brain matter. But he kept walking. Jake was screaming, emptying his magazine. Every shot hit, every shot is useless. The thing behind Wade grew. It filled the room. Darkness that swallowed light. Darkness that had texture. That had a smell. That was hungry. I backed away until I hit the monitors. On the screens, there are dozens of nodes doing the same thing, trapped in an infinite loop. You will stay, like Wade stayed, like everyone who comes here stays. This place, this building, it needs awareness, it needs minds, it needs life. And it was at that moment that I understood. The Blackwood complex wasn't just a building, it was something more, some kind of experiment that went wrong, or went too right. Something the government built and then abandoned because they realized too late what they had created. A structure that consumed consciousness, that fed on terror, that lived through fear. Wade was a meter away. His dead eyes stared at me. The thing behind him pulsed like a giant black heart. And then Jake did something brave, or stupid, or both. He ran straight towards Wade. Without shooting, without yelling, he just ran and pushed him with all his might. They both fell. They went through the door that inexplicably opened. They fell down the stairs. "Run, Marcus, run!" I didn't think. My body acted, survival instinct. I jumped over the tangled bodies, down the stairs, 4 floors in a time that shouldn't be humanly possible. Behind me, screams. Jake screaming. Not screams of fear, screams of pain, screams that were fading, being absorbed. Tears blurred my vision, but I didn't stop. I couldn't stop. First floor, hallway, side door, parking, rain in the face like a reality check, car, key, ignition, tires screeching, gate, road, highway. I didn't stop driving until I reached the police station. 40 kilometers, and even then, I felt like something was in the back seat, watching, waiting. I reported everything, every detail. I showed Wade's phone. They showed evidence. They sent a tactical team, 15 men, full equipment, helicopter with thermal camera. They found the building. They found my vehicle still in the parking lot. They found signs of a struggle on the stairs. They didn't find Jake. They didn't find Wade. They didn't find blood. They didn't find anything. The security cameras were reviewed. 48 hours of footage. They didn't show anyone coming in or going out. They didn't show me and Jake. They didn't show anything. As if we'd never been there before. I was given medical leave, mandatory psychological evaluation, severe PTSD, official diagnosis, stress-induced psychotic episode. Jake Brennan has been officially listed as missing. Investigation ongoing. No leads, no body, no answers. The Blackwood complex has been sealed off, fence reinforced, guards 24/7, no one in, no one out. But every night, at 2:47 a.m., I wake up and I see Jake standing in the corner of my room, dead eyes, mouth open in a silent scream, and behind him, always behind him, the shadow, crescendo, waiting, because now I understand I escaped, but not really. Part of me is still there, on the 6th floor, in the control room, on the monitors, stuck in an infinite loop, forever, and every night the shadow gets a little bigger, a little closer, a little more real, because the Blackwood complex doesn't let go. It never lets go. He just waits until you return, and you always, always time.